I'm the Not Thai guy here in the Khon Kaen area, and we're in Phon. And this morning we're at a date farm. No, not that kind of date. The date that you eat, the sweet fruit. And this is a very rural place. We're here with Pratana's family and friends, and we're going to tour this morning. So it's very interesting. Never been in such a place like this. So let's see what date farming is all about today. Well, a little bit of it. As I mentioned earlier, here we are at the date farm. What are you eating, dear?
Fresh date.
And
this is
one by one.
หวานนิดหน่อย
One
It's
ninoy.
crunchy and a bit sweet.
Alright.
It's totally different than like the
Dried date.
dry date. It's so
Aye,
sweet.
aye.
มันหวานกำลังดีเนาะ
So we're going to see how these are grown and harvested. These are date palms. And as you can see, this is the orchard of the dates, or the date palms. And we're gonna learn a little bit about it. Hopefully you will if you want. But anyway, we just like to bring you along to where we've come today and what we're doing. What are you about to try?
It's a date juice.
Okay.
I don't know how sweet it is, but
Date juice, so open it up and let's hear about it. So obviously at a date farm, date orchard, you're
you
going
see?
to, yes I saw, you're going to get everything from dates.
yes.
I'm still chewing, by the way. One
หวานน้อย หวานน้อย
no, a little sweet. Okay, I'm surprised.
Tastes similar to actually cane sugar
Jim.
juice.
ยายที่จังไหนก็ยังปลูกบักอันนี้ยายที่แรกก็ยังปลูกมันที่จังไหนที่แรกคือปลูกแล้วก็เสียนมา ลูกเราได้ไม่เห็นไข่
No? It's similar to
Yeah, it has almost
cane sugar flavor.
a smoky taste to it too at the same time. Chama? Yeah, it has a smoky taste to it that may come from how they process it. Maybe you could ask about how do they get the juice. Is it squeezed? Is it cooked? Is it what?
มู
Okay.
มูสิดิ
I'm just going to walk out here a little bit while Cook is doing some talking with the lady who owns this place. And she's asking a bit about how do they get the juice. If it is juice or is it a concentrated something or other. I don't know how that's gotten, but I had commented that it has a smoky flavor to it actually. So not sure where that comes from, but date palms are quite beautiful. I am a little bit familiar with them from the Arizona desert where we had a couple of date palms in our yard when I lived there many years ago. Back at you here at the date farm. I've got to say it's a very peaceful place. Very quiet and peaceful. There are other crops around here. There are some workers in a field behind me here who are working with tapioca, I believe, and there is some sugarcane nearby as well too, but it's a peaceful place, and as you can see, the grass in it is kept quite short. I'm not sure why that has to be, but it's nice that it is because it makes it wonderful for walking around in here, and I'm sure it makes it easy for harvesting. You might notice there's a lot of irrigation hoses. Each tree has its own water feed from this blue pipe that you see. And each tree, each palm has that. So they require constant watering apparently. And I noticed the trees don't have, at least these palms that I'm standing under now, I don't see any dates on them now. So these have either been harvested or they're in the process of that they will grow. You can see that around the base of each of the palms, I go down here, there is, as I was mentioning before, the water, and there's like a reservoir built around it. So a shallow earthen circle, you can see it here quite well. Good morning. There is one of the owners, and nicely said good morning to me in English. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, each tree is receiving water. Oh, and the bags that you see on them, actually the fruit is inside those. Let me take you inside. You see inside? There it is. Those are the dates. Everything's one.
Sweeter.
It's very sweet. One month. Again, say that again, please. How old is this date orchard?
Oh, this, I was told that the farmers, the husband and the wife, have turned their land 6 years ago to be date farm, and they had to wait for 4 years before they could harvest the dates.
Okay, so the trees take for approximately 4 years before they produce fruit.
The first round of fruits, yes.
So right now, this is like maybe only the second year they've got fruit from them if it's 6 years, yeah.
The third
Oh,
year.
third year now, beginning third year.
And they can only harvest once a year, they say.
Ah, and I see they have some other pets, or there's a chicken there, and there's a cow back here in the backfield. Not sure, a couple of them. There's a white one. There's what we call Brahma cows in the back. Yeah. It's such a beautiful, peaceful place. And I'm not sure what they farmed before. There's the cows I was speaking about. I'm not sure what they farmed before. We'll find out, but I do see there's a little bit of rice back here already. And as I mentioned, next to us here is a field of tapioca. Oh, look, aye. So why? That's beautiful. Look at that. That's a big bunch of dates. He just lifted that. Oh, so why? Okay, now here's the date. It was just picked from this bunch on the tree here, this big bunch. And I want you to hear, if you can, the crunchiness of this.
ครับเพราะว่าเกษียณเรายังมีเวลาทำงานอีกเยอะเราก็เลยหาอะไรทำ
And
it's so sweet.
ปี57ผม55
ฝากไปฟินแลนด์ด้วยนะ
ผม55
ใช่ครับวิดีโอ
กะฝากภาพนี้ไปฟินแลนด์ด้วยคิดถึง
ตอนนี้งาน
โอเค
ครับ
As I mentioned earlier, next to the date farm is a field of tapioca. In fact, the date farmer just told me that's what he used to farm before he switched to dates 6 years ago. I haven't asked him why he switched, but I think I know. I think it's just a different, maybe possibly more profitable crop, because tapioca, as you see behind me, is literally everywhere in Thailand. We've seen it growing from north to south and central and just everywhere, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good crop. It just means there's a lot of it. And again, as I mentioned earlier, there's other crops growing here behind me, rice. And as I showed before, over on this side, tapioca. Those are the water tanks bringing well water to the surface, which is then used, of course, for irrigating these palms. But just so beautiful. In fact, I'm going to take you back inside one of these bags that hangs over the fruit, so you can see inside it how big this bunch is that's inside. It is just packed full of dates, and the farmer has told us that he must thin out these dates. In other words, take some away because they get too close to each other. There can be mildew, there can be maybe even bugs, or they just don't grow well when they're too crowded with each other. Wandering around the date farm, I mentioned there are some other things here in terms of different crops, like the rice that you see behind me. But then there's also different beings here, not just human beings, like these guys back here who are lounging about in the middle of the morning. And they seem to be quite content. I don't want to disturb them. I don't think I'm going to disturb them. They don't look like they're disturbable. But anyway, it's just a beautiful, peaceful place. Not to mention the fact that these palms produce such wonderful tasting fruits. Really nice to be here and to talk with the farmer a bit about this. So we just asked the farmer about these smaller, look like bushes growing at the base of the palm. And he says that these can be removed and then grown into full-size trees themselves. So again, you see there are a couple of them here at the base of this. So it's interesting how he can get more trees from his own trees.